Welcome to Honest Work Talk, where we tell the raw stories behind careers, calling, and the courage to follow God's lead, even when the system fails us. So today's story is for every man who felt like the corporate world nearly swallowed them whole. For every father, husband, or leader who pushed through exhaustion just to keep the title. This one is for you. Let's talk about burnout. Let's talk about redemption. Let's talk about how God doesn't waste pain, even in the workplace. He was a senior project manager at a fast-paced firm. From the outside, he looked like he was winning, driving a company car, flying out for meetings, salaries with bonuses, but inside, he was cracking. Every email felt like a grenade. Every Zoom call drained his soul. And the worst part, no one cared. The more he delivered, the more they asked. He tried to speak up once. His boss told him, "You are paid well, figure it out." So he buried it, the stress, the silent tears in his car, the guilt of snapping at his kids because he was emotionally depleted, and the ache of knowing this can't be what life is all about. One night, after another late report, he collapsed. His wife found him on the kitchen floor, burnout severe. His doctor told him, "If you keep this up, it's not just your job you lose, it's your life." And just like that, he was out on unpaid leave, no laptop, no meeting, just silence and shame. He thought he failed. He thought real men don't break. But in that quiet space, God started speaking. In the weeks that followed, he spent time in the Word for the first time in years. Isaiah 43:2 kept showing up. When you walk through the fire, you will not be burned. And then a whisper in his spirit, "You were never meant to build their kingdom. I've been waiting for you to build mine." He broke, not out of weakness, but released. During recovery, a friend reached out. "Hey man, you've always had a gift for strategy. I'm launching a non-profit. Could you help?" He said yes. One project turned into another. Then a small business owner asked for help. Then another. He wasn't chasing money anymore. He was serving, advising, helping others build with integrity, something he never experienced in his own corporate climb. That's when it clicked. This was his calling, not just surviving in someone else's toxic system, but building God-led system for others. 6 months later, he registered his consulting firm. He named it Purpose Over Pressure. He started small, one retailer client, working from his dining room, charging half what he was worth just to get started. But he did it differently. No 10 p.m. calls, no gaslighting, no pretending to be okay. He built a business where faith and strategy met, where rest wasn't a luxury, it was a principle, where clients didn't just grow profit, they grew peace. Today, he is a CEO, not the loud, boastful kind, but the kind with scars. The kind who mentors young leaders not just on businesses, but on boundaries. The kind who prays before meetings. The kind who reminds other men that being exhausted isn't noble, it's a warning. And he tells them plainly, "You are not weak for stepping away, you are wise." Because when you make room for God to lead, you stop being a slave to success and you become a servant of impact. If he could go back and talk to that burnout version of himself, he would say, "You don't have to earn worth through exhaustion. You are loved even when you rest. And the God who gave you this mind and skill will still use you, just not at a cost of your soul." Maybe today you're that man. Tired, trapped in a job that demands more than it gives. Afraid to pause because you've built your whole identity around performance. I want to remind you, you're more than your job title. You're more than your LinkedIn profile. You're God's son, and He has plans for you, plans that might require a pause, a pivot, and even a breakdown. But it will be worth it. He never wastes a spin. So, thanks for listening to this episode of Honest Work Talk. If this story spoke to you, share it with a brother who's been carrying too much. Subscribe to the channel. And if you are ready to rebuild your career with purpose, we offer resources, coaching, and a community of other things doing the same thing. So follow us here on YouTube, also on Instagram at Njambi Cynthia, and subscribe to my YouTube channel.